boy Bleeves.
This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right.
Everybody listen up.
If you don't use NordVPN, you could get hacked, and that would suck.
Crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching, big profit. Even when the market sideways.
Don't forget to sign up for MEXC. The link's in the description down below. That helps me out tremendously.
This it's not financial advice.
OKX is offering incentives for you to sign up. Make sure that you sign up today in the description down below.
I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
Go to atlashealthline.com for all of your Delta 8 gummy needs and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day. I mean a long week. Maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way. So everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great evening. My name is Bleeves. I am not high, by the way, and I wasn't last night either, just for the record. But there is, they call it cottonwood. Apparently, it's a thing by me, and it is blowing everywhere right now. And I've always had kind of an allergic reaction sometimes when the weather changes, starts to get warm, but like, man, it has been horrible the last couple of days. So, fuck knows what's going to happen. So anyway, hope you got your loyal. If you didn't, I got them. So I'm just kidding, by the way. I did not get loyal yet. They'll be out when they show up. Like here's the thing. I've learned from ETHBen. There's two things I learned. From ETHBen and from all of these guys, I've learned to not really worry about it. When I get it, they're going to add the liquidity in, and then I'll be fine to sell and do whatever I need to do. And from Twitter, I learned how to bitch and moan and cry about it, even though it's not really a thing. But just bitch and moan and cry is kind of the way that people do stuff. Even when, by the way, we're going to try to get through this as quickly as we possibly can, but holy shit, Terrarium has been just, god damn it, I don't even know what to say anymore. Quantum, rest in peace, maybe? I don't know at this point what's going to happen. I can tell you this. It doesn't look great. I feel like I feel like maybe yeah so it's here we go. Matty B says no belief. It said of pre-sale, that means get of tokens before launch. No, it doesn't. It means that you buy before the general public gets in and starts trading. So that's what it means. I know what we want it to mean. What we want to mean is we want to get our tokens before everybody else, and then we want to sell and we want to dunk on the chart and we want to profit because we bought early before everybody else. But just the same as PSYOP, which, by the way, I'm still up 2x on PSYOP, and I haven't sold yet because I wanted to hold on to PSYOP because I want more PSYOP tokens, and I want to just let them build up. So, and at one point, I was up 3x, almost 3.5, I think. I was sure it was 3x, but I wasn't sure if it was 3.5x definitely 3x on PSYOP at one point. I could have sold at any point. So I bought in the pre-sale. Like I didn't wait for I didn't wait for affirmation, confirmation, or anything like that. And I took a risk, but when I started doing this stuff with following BitBoy Crypto and saying, you know what, if he's on it, I'm probably going to be pretty comfortable that he's not going to let his reputation go down the drain with a rug pull, or at least I don't think that he would. So I decided to go ahead and do it, and boom. I know, man. All I did, look. All I did was take that raggedy ass face. All I did was I took her raggedy ass face, and I just enhanced the I just like enhanced the clarity of it, and that's how it came out. Like, damn. Matter of fact, hold on one second here. And all right, y'all be careful. Y'all be careful because it's about to get crazy. All right. What you're witnessing right there is Loretta Mester. That is Loretta Mester. She is the head of the Cleveland Fed. And she said last night that they need to continue raising rates. So, holy shit. Yeah. So I came out, I thought, why don't I just make a thumbnail, and why don't I just make that thumbnail, just her mug, and all I did literally was enhance the filter on it just a little bit. and that's what happened. All I did was there's like a clarity button, and all I did was move it just a little bit, and that's what happened. So yeah, whew, god damn. And I turned it sideways so it looked like she was looking down on, she was doing her thing. But let's get through the news. I gotta go pick my son up, so he's going to see Shin Kamen Rider, and I kind of got uninvited. So anyway, Dow futures, S&P, NASDAQ basically unchanged for the day. It all looks like it's moving just kind of sideways until we get the debt ceiling deal. Looks like deals were made, things were struck. We'll see how it all plays out. So, maybe something good will come from this. Liquidation, liquidity, it looks like we're moving down into the 27 again. It seems like we're cascading back down towards that 27. Maybe we're going to pick up some liquidity. I don't know yet. We'll see how this plays out. In looking at the overall markets, broadly speaking, you can see that there's not much to go on for the last little bit. There's no real changes. 7 days, global currency reserve, 243%. Other than that, just your basic singularity. AJAX still having a good move. Injective still having good moves. The graph, remember I told you the graph and Fetch AI were in the news just recently as two of the big ones that we're about to pump, and I don't see Fetch AI out here yet having pumped, but we do have the graph already making a move. Now on to the news. Senator Elizabeth Warren seen here calling for the Hunger Games. She has now said that she wants to kill all the poor, right? She wants all poor people to die, but also she wants you to fight for your food. So she says that from her perspective here that crypto helps to fund Chinese fentanyl drug dealers. Now, fair enough. We're going to get to that diamonds and ruby. Just give it a few minutes and we'll get there. So she says that she thinks that crypto is funding fentanyl drug dealers. Liz Warren, you fake ass Native American. You're thinking of US dollars. That's what funds fentanyl. But I don't see you trying to ban that, you disingenuous hack biatch. God damn it. Can't stand this woman. Like every time you look at it's something else. Like this scumbag woman is just Massachusetts, you are on the clock at this point. God damn, do something. Now, crypto exchange volumes plummet to the lowest monthly level since 2020. So here's what that means. That means something is about to happen. We don't really understand or know what it is that's about to happen. We're sitting here looking at all these charts. We see the moves. We see everything happening. All of the signals are here. Everything is in place. Bull run. Everything is all lined up. But where is it, right? With the volume drying up, with everything kind of drying up, then now you've got that. Are we getting that sense of despair? Are we getting that, well, maybe it's not going to happen? Maybe it's not. But everything about all of this, everything that you look at, whether it be weekly, whether it be hourly, whether it be on the 4 hour, look, we rejected right off the heart line. Like, are you shitting me? We rejected off the heart line on Bitcoin and we're headed back up for a couple hours until we had a little bit of a move to the downside. And, maybe this pumps back up again to 28,000, or maybe this thing just starts to explode. Like, I don't really understand what's about to happen or know what's going to happen. But I know that something is going to have to give very, very soon. Bollinger Bands are continuing to tighten. You saw it loosen up a little bit yesterday, but then it closed back up and everything is getting tight. When you look at this over here, still kind of wide. This is a 4 hour. If you get on the 1 hour, look at the 1 hour. The trade volume here has gone completely down. So there's something getting ready to happen. And everything's in the green. We've got the RSI crossing over. Over here, we've got the RSI flipping back to where it's ready to cross over in the next couple of 4 hour packets. We've got on the daily, we've got the RSI over the trend line. We are in the green on money flow. Something is about to happen. Just you can't predict exactly when it's going to happen, but it is about to happen. Now, so money flows are at their lowest level. Bitcoin crypto prices brace for a downturn in coming liquidity shock. Now, this is something that speaks to exactly what we've been talking about here for the last little while. And let me go back over here. This is, we're running into an issue, right? And I'm going to talk about this when we talk about Terrarium in just a few minutes. But we're running into a liquidity supply shock right now. Okay. Over here, the reason that we can't run right now is because all of these buy orders, millions of dollars in buy orders, are set for these levels. We've got just tons of buy orders that are sitting out there in all of these positions right now. And without that liquidity, which is just sitting there ready to make massive buys. And like in this area right here, huge amounts, ready to make massive buys, but we can't get down there unless we get a capitulation, which doesn't appear to be ready to happen. And then finally, in the news, Kraken adds futures trading for Shiba Inu. Now it's time to get on to, we're going to look at the charts a little bit. XRP back down about 2%, although still moving in the in the upside. Now, so what I think that this means is I think the speculation is for XRP that they believe that they're going to win. They believe that this is inevitable, that there's a big win coming, which is why you're seeing this spike. However, you have to remember that, again, I'm going to say this probably not for the final time. Judge Annalisa Torres has been very difficult for the SEC to deal with, but at the end of the day, when in doubt, and if she has any doubt whatsoever about how compelling this case is or is not, and the Hinman papers, by the way, and the Hinman tapes are going to be released publicly. But if there's any doubt that she has about this case, then she will rule in favor of the government. That's what federal judges do. That's how federal judges work. And if they've murked this up enough to get people at least, or to give Judge Torres the opportunity to second guess, then it's possible that this ruling does not go in their favor. Now, if that is the case, then at least we have clarity in the market and we can still move. And I think whether we have clarity, I think once the ruling is done, we're going to move and it's not going to be down. I think this will provide clarity for the market and everybody. Look, if XRP, if by proxy Ethereum, if everything is suddenly a security, then everything will rush to register with the SEC immediately. That's what's going to end up happening. And then that's going to be clarity in the market, and that's going to cause a momentary dip, and then we're going to start running because there will now be some clarity in the market, and people are going to be saying to the SEC, hey, and by the way, it'll be a great boon for DeFi because DeFi will pick up steam quite a bit during that period of time. So, fear not. We're about to have a run of some sort. So we'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens over the next little while. Now we got to talk about. So I guess we should start at the beginning over here. Milton from Terrarium. So what happened is they started making posts earlier today or yesterday. There was something going on. And what he said, holders bought and sold their tokens. How are the developers responsible for the buy and sells done by an individual personally? It's pathetic that things get routed to us for everything. And to this point, he's 100% right. It doesn't matter what they do. If anybody pulls their investment, it's because of the developers. And, to be fair, everything is because of the developers in every crypto since the beginning of time, unless you like that crypto, right? The Terra 2 liquidity pools had approximately 1,235 ETH worth value in the past 30 days that every holder sold and exited their position. Now, don't come at us if we were not aware of this. We did not rug anyone. Holders choose to sell, and I'm not responsible. People calling us names and making excuses needs to stop. Do not make false accusations against me or my development team for you not checking on your investments. We have delivered every roadmap as promised. Now, that's a real asshole comment for him to make here. Don't blame me for not checking on your investments. Look, if I entrust you with my money and you say, hey, I got this, and then I come back to look at it 6 months later and it's gone, you don't got this. The reason that this is happening right now is not because of anything that I, as an investor, did. It's because of what started with one of the people that you put on your team. And that was Dr. Romanu, that decided he was going to cash out and that he didn't want to burn tokens. He didn't want to contribute. He didn't want to be part of it anymore. He even stole money from another one of the developers. But he decided that he was gone. He was leaving, and he took his money with him, whatever money was available. That left money in the liquidity. Then these guys decided to transfer over to something else, which caused a delay, which meant no price action. And then the meme coin craze started. Now, they couldn't have predicted that, but at the same time, there was still some questions that had not been answered. So that takes us to Tequila Pete over here. And he says, yo, Milton Quantum, you are correct. Etherscan doesn't lie, and karma is a bitch. I'm glad you got scammed out of that 44.9 ETH, but to blame investors for the drop, I don't know what that is. Look in the mirror. Incompetence and ignorance leads to this. And so they're going back, and I don't know if there's anything, back and forth to it, but he puts this out. It says on 2/25/2023, Terra Deployer sent this dev wallet 367 ETH, which was transferred to Huobi. On 2/6/2023, Terra Marketing sent this dev wallet 22 ETH, which was cashed out on Huobi. These two wallets are part of the 40 wallets that showed up in V2. They are brand new wallets, which no previous interaction with the Terra V1. On 2/25/23, these two wallets received 22 ETH Terra equivalent as part of a disperse app airdrop. I don't know what they're for. So then on 5/13, we're gonna have to zoom this one. God damn. On 5/13, when this mofo tried to collect the 44.9 Ethereum from these two wallets, he got hacked. And then on 5/13/23, both of these wallets sent 22.45 ETH for a total of 44.96 ETH to the dev wallet that had received hundreds of thousands of ETH from the old Terra marketing wallets. Now, so that means money is moving around. And I don't know where that is, but I mean, people do have legitimate questions here. Like this right here. On 2/25/2023, Terra Deployer sent this dev wallet 367 ETH, which was transferred to Huobi. So I don't know what that was, and I can't answer that. I can't answer that or why. But somebody is trying to do this, so trying to figure out what's going on. So then that leads us to Dr. Victor Pena, who, if you've been following Quantum for any length of time, you know that Dr. Pena has been in their side since the beginning, has brooked no argument with people, has said absolutely in no way will I say a word negative. What is going on with Terrarium Quantum? You were all trusted by many of us, and we need a clear answer about what is going on and what the plan is. Please provide an update. And then he copies all of these guys. Again, this is a doctor. I think he's from Atlanta, Georgia, or something like that. And then Dr. Praveen says, to the respected holders of Terra 2, over the past 2 weeks since the rise of Pepe and other meme tokens, there have been a liquidity flight of holders into the crypto memes that I could not predict or foresee. I've been a supporter of Terrarium and Terra 2, and during the Terrarium to Terra 2 migration, made 100% sure from a technological standpoint per Etherscan that every holder got their airdrop of tokens. As you all know very well, that all my funds and liquidity is stuck on the Ethereum blockchain under Terra 2 when I invested all my Ethereum at 2,600 Ethereum in January of 2022. And I believe he put in about $3 million. A false allegation has been transpired. Maybe it was 30 million. I don't know. It was 10 ETH in 110 wallets. So do the math, figure it out. A false allegation has been transpiring over social media that the liquidity of a project that I spent the past 17 months on the technology side associated with Milton Willman with all pro bono work from my side and investment to keep it afloat, while at the same time caring for patients and being on Twitter Spaces and AMAs over the past 17 months at the receiving end of taunts, death threats, when in reality I have not taken anyone's money. Rather, I was used as exit liquidity for the majority of holders. Now I am on the receiving end of death threats at my home, office, and family when I have gone beyond to help this project succeed with a working exchange. I categorically state that I have done nothing wrong, but act on the technology side and teaching side about the concepts of crypto and blockchain, as you are well aware. If you have liquidity issues, please take it up with Milton, CEO, Terra 2 Quantum Project, who is in the process of assembling an AMA for this weekend in June to address the current holders' concern. I appreciate your understanding and will truly appreciate if the death threats would stop against my office staff, family, and patients, who are all American too. And to be crystal clear, I categorically state that I have not taken one penny of anyone's money. Rather, I invested my own hard-earned money to keep the projects afloat. Yes, there are still people out there that are altruistic and work pro bono for the greater good of society. Maybe crypto is not a respectable space for me anymore, as the past 2 years have clearly shown my respect for it and its holders. Thank you. So then somebody else kind of comes in here, and every one of us believed in you, and a lot of us stayed despite all the FUD because of you. Now with everything going on, instead of giving us all real answers, You say maybe crypto isn't for you. Are you serious right now? And this guy has a quantum hat over here. Queen of Wealth that says there's evidence that 366 ETH was not added back into the V2 when moving from V1. Milton Quantum response is asking holders to move on. The project is actually a honeypot right now. How can holders move on when they can't even sell to get part of their money? So I don't know what to say. And everybody here. And then IB Blunt, good guy, been here for a long time. If you truly care about your investors, the ones who trusted and invested in your business, take responsibility and go all out to restore liquidity. Allow those who wish to exit to do so, even if it means liquidating Terrarium assets. People's life savings are at stake. What assets will then be the question? Like, what are you talking about? Because to my understanding, there is a building where they operate, but that building being liquidated, I'm pretty sure it's probably a rental. I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that they don't own. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what the answer is for Quantum. I think that at this point, Quantum is just stuck, and I have no idea how anybody. Look, the people who cashed out all the money, and there's just no money left. You know what I mean? That's where they are. And it's if you come look at it, it's Terrarium 2, I think. Terra 2. So you come over here to Terra 2, and it has a total market cap of 6.37 million. It's got a 24-hour volume of $60. And it is locked up in Unicrypt, but what's in there? There's 6,000 holders, 8,000 transactions. There's 21.33 billion Terra, but there's no Ethereum. There's no pairing. So in order for anybody to do anything with it, it would be my understanding that they would basically have to, and it's this right here. Like you can see right here back on the 13th, people were just cashing out. And where did the money go? I don't know. It's not I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like even if I come over here and it's a similar amount. So you got to think that it was the same person maybe. But they transferred it out, sent it somewhere, and they were out of it. So I don't think it's genuine to say that it was all sent over to Pepe and memes and stuff like that. But I mean, there's no liquidity left. So I mean, you have $6 million in market cap and no money, which is why I keep talking about needing to pull the liquidity from down in the 22,000 range, because that's how you cash out. Everybody that has $1 million in Bitcoin is not a millionaire. Everybody who's able to cash out $1 million is a millionaire. So, when you come over to Bitcoin and you have to start looking at it, then you have to start finding out like what the market cap is and what the liquidity is on it. And not everybody that's in here is going to be able to cash out and become a millionaire. Even people holding $1 million worth of Bitcoin. That's why liquidity is so important. And we're having a liquidity crunch. And you just saw this entire thing happen right in front of your eyes. There's no money here. So I have no idea what the next step is for Terrarium or Quantum, as we'll call it going forward. But you did see, by the way, Quantum.com over here did make a statement, and it says, in our continuance to keep the project events transparent, the development team did not remove any liquidity from the pool. If so, it would have been widely visible on Etherscan. Now, I do believe that at the time that we were told that 366, like we didn't understand that was added at a later time, I believe. So I'm not sure about that, but I thought that we were, because I did an AMA with them, and I think that's what was said at that time, and that it was just added later. It wasn't added at that time. The only thing that Tequila Pete can say for sure, and he did show you, was that it was transferred to Huobi, to a Huobi wallet. not whether or not it was transferred back and then put back into the liquidity pool. So I'm not sure of that, and I can't speak to it one way or another. I don't know. Here's what I know. If it was, the money's gone. If it wasn't, the money's still gone because there's still no money. So I have no idea. I have no idea what to say about this. The liquidity data of Terra 2 shows that nearly 97% have liquidated the liquidity of Terra 2 out of their positions to the move to the meme world, and it doesn't say to the meme world. This is just this is the attack of somebody who's mad, right? And searching for options. So I hope they find some options. I hope that everybody who's still sitting there. I got out a long time ago, just so you guys know. I look. I'm gonna watch it from the sideline, see what happens. You know what I mean? And what happened wasn't good. So we'll see what happens. But in better news at this point, Volt, eNews Volt on full moon nights. So this has got, and this is from Voltoshi. This is a nugget, and it has KuCoin in here as the logo. And if you remember, we did do a dive twice now into that KuCoin wallet, and it shows that it was coming from the KuCoin deployer. So that would mean that they were filling up a wallet for an announcement, and then eNews Volt on full moon nights. So then the question is, when is the next full moon? And it's on June 3rd. So that's going to be tomorrow's the 1st. That's Thursday. So Friday and 2nd and 3rd. So Saturday, Saturday is going to be June the 3rd. So I would guess that means that KuCoin announcement is imminent for Volt. So I don't know if that means that there's going to be a pump, because if you guys have not noticed, one of the things that every token is now relying on is the announcement for a pump. And what everybody is saying is, yeah, baby, we're getting on KuCoin. We're going to start pumping, right? Well, no, because the KuCoin pump is now a myth. It doesn't happen anymore. What does happen is KuCoin announces, hey, we'll be trading in a couple hours. They're no longer saying, hey, 5 days from now, this project is going to go live, and you're going to see like boom, 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 boom. You have a couple days in order to build it up. These tokens are all now MEXCs. It's like, hey, we listed this project. Not we're going to list this project. Binance listed Pepe within 6 hours of announcing it. Remember, the Pepe pump was based on the FOMO that somebody thought Binance might do it. It was not based on Binance actually doing it. So I don't know that KuCoin is going to cause a pump. KuCoin is going to make an announcement, and we might see a bunch of people who look at Volt and say, "Hey, that's going to be great." Like maybe we'll see a pump happen. Maybe we'll get something out of it, and we'll get kind of a little bit of a run. But I mean, generally speaking, I don't think that it's going to do much. Not that there's anything wrong with Volt, by the way. I think there's going to be a level here where there's going to be some excitement. There's going to be some, I think the only thing that's going to move the needle at this point is going to be Binance, maybe, and Coinbase. You know what I mean? Like from exchange standpoints. I think getting on all of the exchanges and getting huge amounts of volume and getting more people trading will naturally build it. And I think there's going to be that need to burn a lot of tokens. So I think that, Volt's certainly got a long way to go, but gone are the days where, and guys, remember, go back to V2 and look at just, is it still listed, by the way? Is there still like a listing for Volt V2 anywhere on here? Is this it? No, this is not it. Let's see. Is there an old V2 Volt? It should be this one. Yeah, 1 year ago. Here we go. So going back to this one. All right. So this was when that big launch happened, right? This was where the big launch was. Now, do you remember what this was? Right here. This right here, we had launched into a V2. Things were going along just fine. We were hovering around 1,000. And then all of a sudden, Pablo has a live AMA. Pablo starts crying because, we're getting nuggets and we're getting seeds planted that Volt might be listed on crypto.com, and that spikes the price up to 350 million market cap, right? And it turns out it was not accurate, and then that caused this price to start tumbling back down, right? The listing was not there. There was no listing, and I think really, in defense here, I think Pablo just misinterpreted it. But we were trying to lean into it, trying to see, and I think that what was happening was, I think we were just trying to entice, maybe just see if we could get crypto.com to do it, get trading volume, stuff like that. I'm not really sure about the inner workings of what had happened at that point. I heard it. As a matter of fact, I was out of town when that was happening. And I stopped to get gas at one point, and I saw that it was continuing to pump, and my wallet was up like $40,000 or $50,000. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, Volt is going out of its mind. Right. And then we come back, and it just starts the massive sell down because there was no listing imminent. And then we had this move right here, which was another listing. And then it came back down. Like we're still down in this area, and we've had pumps before, right? Which takes us back to V3. We thought that, repeat the magic again, because now everybody wants a zero tax token. We're going to launch again. We're going to pump up a little bit. And then all of a sudden there's going to be a listing or something. And I don't think that listing's coming. I don't think that, we'll see what happens when KuCoin announces it. Maybe we get a little bit of a spike in it. Maybe maybe they'll give a couple days, but I don't know. Like I can't say for sure. Like I used to be able to say for sure that listing would cause something, but I just don't know at this point. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And then and then by the way, what I was just showing you there was KuCoin saying, hey, we've got all of these things. So I think what happened was, I think Voltoshi kind of sent Pablo this little message, and I think that the message was basically, I think and thank you, Richard Nelson, for gifting 5 memberships to Uncle Bam Bam, Northwoods, Crypto Fusion, Frank Q, and Trusty for Real. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, guys. It really helps the channel when you have these memberships, and when you get these memberships, and certainly if you continue, because it helps me to support the channel. But the important thing was, so I think there was kind of I think what happened was Voltoshi had sent Pablo something, and it had the crypto.com logo kind of concealed in it, and Pablo, who is a Crow maxi, his last name is Crow, right? Pablo, who's a Crow maxi, saw it and thought that this was like a gift, I think, to him. And he just, he broke down, because, he's been waiting. Look, he's been waiting for crypto.com for a long time for Volt. This is the project that he believes in. So he thought it was getting ready to happen. And then, God damn it, it wasn't. But they were working on it, but it didn't happen. So, that caused a little bit of an issue. So, but we moved on, and, continue to pump and continue to have moments. But let's move on now. Wagmi Games. We've assembled a world-class team who launched. This is, by the way, this is an old listing here. I just want to show you guys that the people behind Wagmi are second to none. They are people who've worked on with EA, Bungie, Industrial Toys, Apple, PlayStation, Sledgehammer, DreamWorks, Sega, Respawn, and Atari on titles such as Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Battlefield, Tekken, Fight Club, Midnight Star, Free Fire, 50 Cents, Kill People or Just Take Bullets, whatever the fuck his game is called, Madden, Garena, and FIFA Mobile. So they got a big team, and I think they are talking about this is going to be the summer of Wagmi. And with that being said, that it appears Wagmi is just in the process of a small pump. It's not huge, but it is a small pump. It's starting to, manifest itself, and it's continuing a little bit. And we haven't seen too much profit taking at this point. So it's entirely possible that this ends really good. Like this could be something special for Wagmi Games as the buildup gets ready for release. I think maybe this is kind of a symbol that the release is imminent. So let's run down the list here. Loyal up 2408. If you got your Loyal tokens, I don't know if I did. Let me check real quick before I start talking mad shit about RFD, because they're on the list. And it looks like I don't see Loyal in here anywhere yet. So the Loyal tokens have not launched. Now, if you are somebody who is into the Loyal tokens, et cetera, I think that so the ecosystem, the ecosystem is very simple. What gets traded on Loyal, which is at this point 16 million. Now there is the liquidity pool. There will be there will be some stuff that comes out for devs and fees and stuff like that, right? A small percentage. Well, that small percentage, 25%, goes to the Ben Nation initiative of kicking people like Joe Kahanis out of office, but the other 25% gets shared amongst Ben holders, and then some of these dinguses just sold in order to get into Loyal. And look, if you bought the top over here, and look, I can tell you right now, when I started looking at it and I started seeing it, the people who were leaving Ben are getting in at the 24 level up here. They're going to get fucking wrecked. And I got no fix for that. But like, Jesus Christ. And by the way, just so you know, Ben.eth, there's 9 million in liquidity. He took in 21 million, remember? So if you're in that pre-sale and you're waiting and you're like, wah, he's doing the same thing that he did before. He's holding back liquidity so that people can come in here. They can start to move. Hopefully there's going to be a nice little reversal here because it had a move, then it had a breakdown. Now it's trending sideways. It should be about to move back towards the upside. It's doing what cryptos do, right? And it's now moving on. So maybe we're going to see a break to the upside, and it'll be spectacular. And then he'll add more liquidity as he drops these other tokens to people, so everybody can be happy and not cry. And then RFD. Oh, God damn it. All right, so if you got in at 1,800 down here, you're feeling pretty good because you're up about 30%, 40%. You were up at 45% at one point. But now you have to recognize where you are and how you fit. And, look, idea here is, boom, this is your resistance point. Obviously, you can't pass that right now. Haven't been able to pass it in over a day. It's going to take some kind of impetus in order to make that happen. If you don't, then expect that any moment now, you're going to break back down to 1,800, but you are going to go lower because the next lower level is about 1,500. So expect, if you don't hold support at 1,800, that there's going to be a move down to 1,500 on RFD, and people who are deep into it. And by the way, I talk a lot of shit about RFD, not because it looks like every other project. It looks a little different. It's got a little different formation, a longer play out here. But I really thought that Your Pop was in like down here, and I thought that he was living life to the fullest and cashing out at 100 million. He is not. So I'm not going to talk shit because I don't want to be disrespectful to Your Pop. But I think maybe he got in a little bit higher than what people thought, or what I thought anyway. And he's apparently, let's just say he's going to be a supporter of this for a long ass time. So wishing him the best. Cult 3467, Shib 8648, Bone 8119, Pepe continuing to struggle at 1246. But hey, it's okay because you got Maxis telling you that you're about to go. It's about to break out. It's about to break out. Here it comes. It's not coming. Volt 5992, Lillian 7511, called it. Goddamn, called it. Psyop 1593, Deconnect 4521, Optimus 1538, Ben 9444. And look, Ben's got a problem here. I don't see this right now going higher than 1170 at this point if it gets lucky on a pump until something different happens. You're gonna have to that money is gonna have to pop out. But this line right here looks to me to be as far as it's gonna go. And to be fair, like if you're looking at this, what you're seeing is a downward you're seeing just a large downward trajectory. And here's the other part. With a downward trajectory, you're going to have upward movements, right? So you had this, really this was just a channel breaking down, and then it broke out and up just a little bit, and then you had another relief pump over here. Well, now you got it breaking down again over here, doing the same thing. So you're going to get a relief breakout at some point, but I think the relief breakout doesn't go above 1170 unless you have some serious stuff going on. If you don't, then 1170 is about the top of where it's going. So if you're invested in Ben, then you should be paying attention to what I'm saying right now. There's not a whole lot. It's going to take some time for any of the Ben initiatives or anything like that to happen. You can't put it in a parallel, by the way. You can maybe say that you got this trend line forming heading down, right? So I would expect in a few hours we're probably going to be visiting these lows down here. Now we have way too many holders, most probably, to go back down into that 4 and 5 range. But when I say that, the moment I say that, this shit will drop down into the 7s. You know what I mean? So I'm reticent to say it, but it doesn't look like it right now. But what it does look like is that this is also probably not the best symbol. This looks like a breakout that was attempted that didn't get sustained. It looks more like what we're doing is this right here. So what you're seeing is a pure parallel channel going in a really odd direction with a little odd breakout over here. And if I'm doing this, then what I'm going to say is the maximum that it's going to pump to, it's going to be right here at about a 1080 if we get lucky. And then it's going to break down here into 86 again, at least. And then it's going to come back to the 1042. If it breaks out from there, then you have 1100, which still, you can see right here that it still represents some kind of resistance. But 1170, unless you break over 1170, you can't really start to get into any kind of good mode. And then once you break through that, then you've got 1400 as your next point, right? So there's some serious resistance developing every hour on the hour with Ben right now. And I can tell you, as I was watching some of these wallets, because it was coming up and people were asking me questions about it, and I see something like this right here. There's 19 ETH sell. Now, look, you got to be a dingbat to sell at 19 ETH unless you bought like really good. You know what I mean? Like you might have gotten in like really good. You know what I mean? And you might be deciding, hey, I'm going to pull out right here. This is my spot. So then we're gonna go into loyal, maybe. Like I don't know what's really happening, but most of the time when I see these things happening, that's what it is. They're going into loyal. I mean, goddamn. Like, okay, so here's the sell right here. So this is where it's happening right there. And then you've got a whole bunch of this pending stuff. I don't know. Doesn't look like this is going into loyal, though. So there's that, right? But, I mean, when is this? This is 43. This was 6 minutes ago. And in 6 minutes, you've had a little trade volume, but you really haven't had a ton of trade volume, which means that the buy pressure is done. So the only thing left right now is sell pressure. So that's price coming to the downside. I mean, that's what that means, right? So maybe, just maybe, it's 849. So I don't think the Asian markets are going to spike it right now. But depending on what Ben announces and does, it comes back up here, comes back down here, comes up here, maybe has a little breakout. Now, of course, it could break out at any time. But I would not know, by the way. I'm not on a team. I have no affiliation with these guys. I did get my confirmation email. I'll be on Around the Blockchain on June the 16th. So tune in there and you can check me out then. But I don't really have any confirmation anyway of anything as insider details or anything like that. They don't trust me with any of that shit. So, and then finally we have Mong trading at 23.73. just fucking dying. But again, I mean, if you get the bottom over here at 21.61, it pumps up to 26. I mean, that's 20% move. And you could do a lot worse than a 20% mini pump on your investment. You just got to find the bottom. So there we go. All right, guys, that was a lot for me, but I got to go. I got to pick my son. I guess I got to take my fucking dog with me. Anyway, this is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you guys for breakfast in the morning. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to sign up for MEXC, BitGet, and NordVPN down in the links.
I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around.